Hello everyone, hello, we're back with more side adventures here in Eorzea. We're leveling up our rogue class, and we have been working with Jack the Guildmaster here to recover 3 stolen artifacts as a sort of contest with the Yellow Jackets. The Yellow Jackets being the kind of police or whatnot of the area. Essentially, whoever gets 3 or more of them, so two or more, I guess, the other side wins. And if the Yellow Jackets win, they want the rogues to disband. It was a great stream. I'm glad to hear it. Well, welcome over here. I'm Sasori. I'm a variety streamer. I am working on FF14 right now, and yeah. Okay, so none of these will be an upgrade for me, most likely. Yeah, there's none. Oh there, Miro! We were a rough job ahead of us, and that's a fact. Matters are tangled enough, what with the Malala Mort snapping at our heels, but we managed to grab hold of the first trinket without too much fuss. Biting back them other 2 treasures, though, that'll be a different story. Once the stray gets here, I'll explain what, and more to the point, who we're up against. Alright, we have 2 baubles left on the list. The Silver Sorrows and the Black Sarcophagus. Let's see where we're at. Oi! Where's Perimu got to? Underfoot? He's still looking to whittle the tail behind that bleeding sarcophagus. We'll not be cloying that sickler until we at least an inkling as to what the bloody thing looks like. Treasures aside, I've been doing some digging on my own into these executioner allies of the Grinning Curs, and I'm afraid the name weren't no coincidence. Mia, you've heard of the Bloody Executioners, I hope? It seems the Curs was feeding from the famble of one of the nation's greatest pirate powers. This ain't no ordinary crew of cutthroats, lass. With Limsa Laminsa, the Bloody Executioners wield a power and influence second only to the Admiral herself. There was none too fond of old Melvib and her prohibition on piracy, and it was only the overwhelming threat posed by the Guardian Empire would eventually convince them to play nice with the Thalaxocracy. But pirates ain't one to play nice for long. Now that Hilfair ain't around to helm the ship, the solidarity of the Bloody Executioners has begun to show cracks. All the strongest captains and lieutenants have begun to form their own factions and are scrabbling to claim the top chair for themselves. Of course, not one bloody cove can agree with another on which way the Executioners ought to sail. Among these new factions, though, is a group of what is pushing to break free of the Admiral's grip completely. Turns out these reformists, as they call themselves, was the ones that took the Grinning Curs under their wings. Which means they've got possession of the last 2 treasures we've yet to cloy. Rumors around town say that even the Executioners, these coves, are bloody and ruthless and not to be crossed. There, what is? Wait, oh, your slime disappeared, yeah. We should sit this one out, Jack. Oops, hang on. We'd be inviting the wrath of a crew so large and dangerous that even the Admiral ain't keen on coming to blows with them. If they ever came after us. Large or small, it don't matter. They broke the code when they hit that maelstrom tub. Aye, the Grinning Curs were paying for that crime, but we'd be poor sodden excuses for rogues if we let the real culprits carry on unpunished. I mean to see this job to the end, and that means biting back them treasures, and handing out proper justice to them as deserve it. But Jack! Listen, with all the infighting going on at present, us stabbing a short blade into one faction's toe ain't like gonna bring the whole Executioner crew down on our heads. Besides, them reformist buggers are so far split from the main mob that they've been avoiding the city altogether. Now, it's about time we got to work, Miro. You're to track down our black market contact. I see set him to look into the Curs' new allies a while back, so he should have some new answers for us for now. The veil was lifted by a southerly this morning. That'll put the old man at the haunt in Lower Lanasia. Here, get this sack of blunt and pay a visit to the House of Styx. Yeah, the House of Styx. That's kobold territory, if you didn't know. The old man bribes him with ore, and hires the biggest and meanest sods as bodyguards. Just be ready for your approach to be challenged. Like I said, though, there's always going to be something for us to do. If need be, I can just unlock one of the other jobs that we're going to be playing through the story with. So. What are we doing? Might be too far south, actually. It's okay. It's fine. It's alright. you a party gremlin? Are you currently unemployed in FF14 or struggling with market board undercutters? Look no further, we got you. The wet spot is always recruiting more staff family members. How do you guys feel when a company refers to its people as family? Where the fuck is this guy? There it is. The House of Sticks is literally way up there on the other side of... Actually, probably would have been faster to go to Costa del Sol. Oh, well, we already started. Like they're really abusive step-parents. Could you imagine if your family members were like, yeah, you're not pulling your weight, you're fired. And you just get fired from your family? Or, we didn't make enough profit this quarter, so you're fired. The company says we're like family, that's an immediate red flag. Ain't that the truth? Sick, I did nothing and I got fate completed. The Madman Bridge. You feel like that exact situation happened with Leanne? XIV told her that they were like family and now she's devoted her entire life to them? Or that her family fired her? We are like family. Families hate Piamat. Sure. I think we're almost at the House of Sticks. Dude, why the fuck? Oh, I don't arms like that. What the fuck is this? You should ask the company who's hiring you if they're okay with PMet. Tells you everything you need to know about the company. Why did it come to the House of Sticks, young rogue? You must excuse my hireling's enthusiasm for greeting visitors. Now, have you any cumbersome baggage of which I might relieve you before we begin our conversation in earnest? A leather bag containing what feels to be a substantial amount of gil. Yeah, a heavy burden for one of your tender years to bear, but its weight has balanced the scales. The sum is paid and the deal is made. Let us speak of these reformists. This faction that so wronged the code now seeks to peddle one of its stolen treasures, the earrings better known as the Silver Sorrows. The deal, it is said, is set to take place at Costa del Sol. The buyer, a moneyed merchant from the Golden Sands of Ul'dah. The earrings will be out in the open, vulnerable. I would target the moment of transaction were I so inclined, as the gentleman up there by the cabin appears to be, for he purchased this self-same information. Though he attempts to disguise his identity, the stench of a soldier yet lingers. I know not where one such as he came to learn of my existence, but I suspect he works for a certain yellow-coated captain. Brave she is, but foolish. Stumble blindly into the underworld, and your groping hands will not save you from the holes at your feet. Sudden shall be her fall. Alright, back to the Rogues Guild. Jeremy, would you date anybody at the Rogues Guild? I'm fairly certain Leanne's family fired her. At the very least, Leanne fired her brothers. So, something happened in her family. Cheshire, or yeah, Cheshire's not here. Vector, 10 gauge, when you guys are walking, do you guys jump over all cracks in the street or the sidewalk? Huh. Welcome back, Miro. What information did the old man have on them reformists? Looking to unload them earrings, are they? Into an Uldan, no less. Can't say I'm surprised to hear the buyers from out of town. You won't find many Laminsons willing to melt coin on Otham Cove's selling. Only the daftest Assads will go about funding them as a means to pull down the Admiral. Eh, one of Malala's lackeys arrived at the house for you. How did they know to... Bah, them curs we captured must have cackled during the Shrew's interrogations. We'll have to assume the Yellow Jackets know what we know. And that means we'd best get our asses to Costa del Sol right bleeding now. I'll handle this one, Jack. You and Miro can wait here for Perimu. Wait, the cab! When the hell's she playing at? After her last, she knows this ain't a solo job. Who walks? I jump everywhere, just like I do in video games. Actually, Jeremy's the same way. He jumps just like a night elf in World of Warcraft. Hunter Scholar. I told you to wait at the guild. I don't need... Well, it might be as I could use an extra mort in the shadows after all. Jack has his mind set on punishing the executioners, but me? I just want to skulk in, cloy them silver bits, and skulk out. I reckon that if I could manage that with no one the wiser, then they wouldn't know who to come after. Finish the job without drawing me daggers, you know? It ain't exactly true to the code, but the shield of the underworld honor won't stop them bloody killers from cutting me mates' throats and setting the sisters a glimmer. The guild's the only place that offered to take in a pirate stray like me, and I'll not let it not see it burn to the ground. The deal's about to start. Say the word when you're ready to head in. Alright, here's what we know. The rich merchant that's known from over Oda is some maid homage to Gegaruju. The Culls as owns Costa del Sol. Gegaruju's taken his guards and dancing dells and pranced off down the beach someplace, giving over the use of the entire resort to his friend. Seems she didn't want an audience for her bargain with the reformists, which, as it happens, works out well for us. We'll wait until they're busy haggling over price, then snatch the sorrows and hop the twig after before they realize it's a mess. Sound like a plan? Now I cartwheel everywhere. It makes driving very tricky. He cartwheels in his car. It's very impressive. There. The players arrived. The reformist coin counter and the Uldan buyer are setting up at the southeastern platform. The earrings ought to be nearby. Hang about. Who are all these other culls? The place is meant to be empty. I see some nasty looking blokes in Uldan garb. And are those mammoths? Ugh, the merchant brought along a whole bloody entourage. I've got ahead of myself. Got ahead of myself. I should have realized the job would never be that easy. We'll have to mill through a few of them bodyguards first, I reckon. You don't want to fight through a forest of blades should you get caught sneaking about on the narrow walkways. Jack, I thought I'd... Still your excuses, love. I know full well what you were about. You start going soft on us, though, and it'll be like losing one of me arms. I can't take on the bloody executioners all by myself. It's only because I've got rogues like you and Underfoot and Miro here that the guild can take jobs it does. When our coves walk in the shadows, it's the bleeding pirates that do the trembling. Remember that, Vicab. We ain't some two guild robbers what piss their breeches when daddles are caught in the honeypot. We're the knives in the dark, Batmans. No bastard wants to go blade to blade with the likes of us. I see you've not changed your mind then. You'll need all the stabbers you can get, and I promise mine'll be there when you need them. Bene. Now, let's carve a path to the platform. And bite them back them earrings. Vicab, you hide yourself down by the docks in case the marks escape during the fight. Miro, you and me'll split up and mill the guards as we go. It's them puppets that concern me the most. I suggest you crash them little buggers before they can spring any rum fun. Creep in as close as you can and then give them a good solid club from behind. Aye, it ain't the most original strategy, but that don't make it any less lethal. Once you're done with the first group, slip back in the shadows and move on to the next. Not do it, eh? I'll head over at the back while you start in from the front. Let's wrap this up before them jackets blunder in and scare off our marks. That mana got fucked. We're working on spinning everywhere like in Paper Mario for the N64. You haven't found the right badge yet. I've actually never played Paper Mario, so... I didn't care for the aesthetic of the game when I first saw it, but I never bothered to play it. Though I did end up really liking Bug Fables, so... The private meeting? Remove these rats at once. What? People are so ridiculous. Rogues? No one mentioned aught about rogues. What the hell do you think you're doing? I'm conducting a business transaction on behalf of the bloody executioners. Do you understand what that means? Do you know what they'll do to you? I'm all frightened. Odd then that you're the one who's shaken. It don't matter to me who you work for. Your bosses broke the code and we're here to collect. Those be the silver sorrows then. I'm sure you paid a caravan a coin for them shiny baubles, but I doubt they're worth your life. Let's have them then. Wait, damn you! You should know that this personage is an extremely influential member of the East Edelner Trading Company. Surely you've heard of it. If the threat of reprisal will not stay your hand, then consider the political ramifications of interfering with a foreign dignitary. The Admiral would not desire you to damage Little Mince's relations with Ul'dah. Yes, exactly. I'm a very highly placed in Ul'dan society. I have powerful friends who would not be pleased were you to mistreat me in any fashion. And you must understand, the Silver Swords are a historical treasure, a gift once bestowed upon Sultana Nanasha Ulnasha by her champion. The earrings were later stolen from the royal vault, and we'd lost hope of ever recovering them. That I might so easily purchase them, thus, is a miracle. The return on these trinkets will be, that is to say, the sorrows will be returned to the Ul'dah. Can you not look the other way for the sake of my nation's pride? You must think me some dull-witted thug. If this deal was being made on behalf of your country, then why are you sneaking about and consorting with pirates? An excellent point. One might doubt your quality of character were you to continue with these feeble fabrications. You need only entrust those earrings to me, should you truly wish to see them returned to Ul'dah, that is. After all, 'twas to fulfill that very purpose that the Thalassocracy bid the sorrows in the first place. Bit late there, aren't you, Captain? I think you'll agree this round belongs to us. On the contrary, my dear scoundrel, I made the winning move the moment I knew we were dealing with a merchant of Ul'dah. I came bearing an official order of seizure. authorized by the Admiral herself. You will not be harmed, but I must insist that you cooperate with this reclamation of unlawfully obtained goods. Though Costa del Sol is private property, it nevertheless lies within state-governed territory. Come along quietly, and we need not inconvenience Master Gigaruju any further. These suspects will be taken into Yellow Jacket custody, and do not concern yourself with the Silver Sorrows. They'll be quite safe with me. She cheats. Ah, the hell's that canary-colored harpy? We might as well have handed the things over to her on a velvet cushion. I'll go find Underfoot and help him with this digging. There's still to be that last treasure out there, and you can be sure the reformers won't give it up without a fight. Aye, you do that. Many luck to you, love. Ah, there you are. You left before events had truly been decided, and I thought you deserved to know the score. The Uldan merchant has acquiesced to our request and surrendered the Silver Sorrows into our keeping. We also apprehended the reformist accountant and will be holding him for further questioning. Oh-ho! Born an associate of the Bloody Executioners! You Yellowjackets don't flinch from your duty, I'll give you that. And what's this I hear about you buying the information, Captain? I thought you'd sooner die than associate with elements of the underworld. I will do what I must to stay ahead of in this challenge, and that marketeer's knowledge was vital to the case. 'Tis true, I might find his practices distasteful, but he is no pirate. It is the fading era of piracy which I mean to consign to the history books, and that chapter will never be fully closed until every pirate-spawned relic, including you and your guild, becomes a thing of the past. Valiant and forthright, these are the words by which Yellow Jackets live. It is the manner in which we protect Limsa Lominsa. I swore an oath on the graves of my sisters, no more shall innocents suffer at the hands of these savage buccaneers, these unrepentant killers. And a grand oath it is. Me, I've got me fanbles full just keeping the code intact. But the code is a kind of oath too, when you get down to it, and since I've sworn to uphold it, I've no intention of stepping aside and letting you trample all over me or me cubs. In fact, you better be off giving in now, for matters get proper serious. Just say you're sorry, admit defeat, and we'll leave it at that, eh? Your audacity knows no bounds. I'm done wasting words. I shall reclaim that last treasure, and then I will look on victorious as your guild is dismantled brick by brick. That's the spirit, Captain. Just don't forget to keep an eye on them earrings. The city's crawling with rogues, you know. You could keep the Sorrows in a bloody lockbox in the Coral Tower, but look away for a moment and one of me goes will bite them beauties right back. Come on, Miro. It's back to the sisters for us. So she says she wants to dismantle everything that came from Pirate. So that means she wants to take apart Limsa Lominsa itself, because, you know, it was built off the back of pirates. The Yellow Jackets, that entire order, built off the back of pirates. The Maelstrom. Oh yeah, something cool bards can do in this game is they give you a whole bunch of instruments that you can play music with. One of the more beneficial uses of bots in the game has been people botting out just to play musical concerts in town. You want to eat sushi out the back of pirates? What kind of sushi? Well, after all that hard work, the shrew made off with the spoils. And as far as our damn contest goes, I suppose that makes us even. It'll be the last treasure, this black sarcophagus, that decides the victor. Whatever the reformers are doing to keep it bob, you can bet your grandmom's teeth there'll be some blade work needed before this job is done. Get yourself ready for a proper scrap, Miro. Not picky, just good sushi. I don't know, you want it to be good sushi? That's picky. Mark it for death. I was wondering when you'd show up, Miro, but bugger me if you don't look ready to mill an entire crew of sods by yourself. And Benny that you are. because we finally uncovered some hard facts about the last treasure. Won't be long now until we clear the wind in peace and put this daft challenge to bed. Alright, I've gathered the other coast for a meeting, so let's get down to it. At long buddy last, the Black Sarcophagus has given up its secrets. Underfoot, you have some news for us. Aye, Jack, I think half our troubles are whittling the truth of it laying calling this nasty thing a treasure. The Black Sarcophagus ain't no dimmer bauble. It's the Mark L.I. Magitech mine, a bleeding prototype explosive that was bitten from an Imperial transport vessel. And even though it ain't that big, maybe the size of a small cargo box, they say the blast would have enough kick to incinerate a bloody behemoth. Seems the Garleans meant to start production at their factory in Lanasia, then distribute the mines through Castrum Marinum. Lucky some plucky privateer cloyed their prototype en route, eh? An experimental weapon. That explains why the Thalassocracy was so bleeding eager to bid at that auction, and so reluctant to share the details with us. At least now we know what, but there's still the question as to where. The Kurds delivered their bitten goods to the reformers, so that much is certain. What happened to the sarcophagus after that, though? We ain't so sure. There have been no reports of huge explosions and the like, so either the executioners still had the mine or they peddled it to some other buyer. The reformers faction came together out of their share of hatred for the Admiral and her ways. I'm guessing they didn't cloy that bomb just to sell it. What is it, Lonnie? A letter for you, Jack. Says it's urgent. A letter? Who's it from? The old man. Found it while I was sorting through our daily deliveries. Let's see now. Come to Thalios. I have urgent news. I've never known the old man to summon a customer. No one's seen him at all his usual haunts for a while. So do you reckon there's some rum morsel he's dug up just for us? Aye, it could be. Miro, you and me are headed toward Thalios. Underfoot, Vakeb, you're to take another stab at printing down the location of the sarcophagus. Your favorite organic experience of FF14 was when you were just ran around the housing area and found a bonfire with a bunch of randos playing bard songs. After we had fun and hung out for a bit, they log checked me and kicked me. This man's logs, raid logs, aren't the best. Get rid of them. Where is this? Upper Lanasia? Okay. Your favorite experience is at organic experience is at Whole Foods? It's in Upper Lower Lanasia. If only there was an Upper Lower Lanasia. So, oh, by the way, there's a quest by the Waking Sands that you guys may have saw. That quest is actually needed to unlock a dungeon that we won't be doing on stream, but it's that dungeon right there, that big tower in the middle of the lake. That's called Wanderer's Palace. Also, look at those floating things over there. Oh, that's cool. There is. It's near the top part of Lower Lanasia. You're wrong, though. It's actually part of the lower part of Lower Lanasia. They went with the Upper Canada and Lower Canada style of naming. Oh, hang on. Bumblebee. we did it. I actually haven't unlocked the 3rd rank page for Warrior Marauder yet. I just have to defeat Fat Dodos and go with enemies. A ninja. You have quite a few. Sorry, guys. Alright, guys. We got break time here, and then we're going to take a break, and we'll finish off this quest and potentially the next one, as it's going to unlock something else important for us. So, don't go anywhere. We got more FF14 for you.